In preparation for moving a side boom 800 meters down a public forestry road, the foreman and straw and operator performed a hazard assessment by driving the entire route and noted that 3 sets of overhead power lines would be traveled under along the route. With the foreman and straw acting as flaggers, the foreman instructed the side boom operator to begin moving. Approaching the first single-phase line, the foreman instructed the operator to lower the boom. After safely passing under the first line, the operator raised the boom and continued traveling toward the second set of power lines, which was a 3-phase line. As the side boom approached the second power line, the foreman, acting as a flagger, stopped an oncoming public vehicle. While engaged in a brief conversation, the foreman lost visual contact with the side boom operator, and the side boom continued towards the electrical hazard. Before the foreman could stop the operator, the boom contacted and broke 2 of the 3 energized lines and stopped with the boom in contact with the third. The operator stopped and froze the scene and stayed on the side boom. While remaining outside of the danger zone, the foreman then notified the electrical utility owner and instructed the straw to barricade all access roads. Once the utility owner confirmed that the lines were no longer energized, the boom operator was instructed to safely move the side boom out of the danger zone. Luckily, no injuries were incurred. So, what went wrong? Let's take a closer look. First, although overhead power lines were identified as a hazard, safe work procedures recommend closing the road to traffic and using dedicated flaggers to control and direct traffic. Next, the foreman in charge acted as one of the flaggers instead of delegating that task to other workers, and no dedicated spotter was assigned to the side boom operator. Spotters and flaggers need to be assigned in the planning stages of work. Next, the flagger didn't stop the boom operator before dealing with the traffic. Because they had reviewed the hazard together, the flagger may have assumed the operator would stop. Never assume. The operator and spotter must have clear lines of communication. If this is ever disrupted, work must stop immediately. Finally, the side boom was walked down the public road to the row. The recommended safe work procedure is to transport equipment by truck and trailer on public roads when required. With proper planning of work activities, this incident could have been avoided. Remember, operators must have a dedicated spotter when working in proximity to overhead power lines. Overhead hazards must be identified and visually marked for operators. And a traffic plan must be in place, reviewed, and followed whenever it's necessary to work in a public roadway. As the workers did in this incident, if a piece of equipment contacts a power line, it is imperative that the operator does not leave the equipment until it is safe to do so, and all other workers must remain out of the danger zone until the scene is released from the utility owner. Remember, safety is everyone's responsibility.